Okay, for the students that just did the match and index video, um, here is a follow-up to what we just used. But imagine, so I've got this table with sales reps and months and sales figures. Imagine that I don't want to have to, manually type in the name of the rep and the month. While that works, I might want to create something that's more user-friendly, that avoids me from accidentally misspelling somebody's name and then not getting a match because let's say I spelled Olivia and forgot the I in there, and I don't notice that I mistyped her name. It's not going to find it because as I spelled it is not a match. Okay, so something that's very helpful, easy, creates an easy kind of user interface would be drop-down menus. And so this example up here I have, instead of needing to type in, there's this little down arrow. If I click on that, there's actually a list. And so I can switch from one rep to the next. I can also choose a drop-down for the month. And so I can go through and quickly change which month and which person I was looking for. While this is a small table of data and it's easy to find the answer, imagine if I had a huge set of data and I've got a lot of people and a lot of months or different application, and it would be more cumbersome to find that cell that contains those two matches. So this can be very nice for you. So how do you do that? Well, you choose the cell, okay, that we are going to create a dropdown in, and we're going to use the data validation tool, and that is in the data tab. Go to data, and then I'm going to data validation, which is in this panel, data tools. Okay, and then settings. What type of validation criteria do I want to allow? I want to allow not any value, but I want to have a defined list. So I'm going to choose list. When I choose list, notice that there is this option to have an in-cell dropdown, and it's already checked. I would want to make sure that that is checked. And then the source of the list, okay, you can define a list. The location, where are we going to define what value should be in the list. So with my cursor blinking here, I just come right over into the spreadsheet, and remember I'm trying to create a list for all the reps, and I will click and drag and highlight all of the reps. I'm going to release right here, and Excel wrote the cell range for me, that this range from cell A3 all the way down to A8, and it used the $sign, so that's an absolute cell reference. So if I ever drag this formula, it's going to always use those exact cells. But it automatically writes that for me when I select that. And then I would just hit OK. And notice I've now got the drop down. And now I can switch from Olivia to Mike. My formula is updating. So let's go ahead and do that one more time, and we will make this be a drop down for all my months. So again, it's under the data tab. I go to data validation. I want to allow not any value, but I want to allow a list. I want in-cell dropdown checked, and I want to define the source. The easy way to do that is to put my cursor in that field and then go into the spreadsheet, click, hold, drag across all the choices in my list and let go. Excel does the work of writing that formula. So notice that I stay in row 2 the whole time. The row number is 2, but I'm going from column B to column G. That looks right. And hit OK, and you got it, and you can go test it. Okay, so I can switch which month, and I can switch which rep, and that is a very nice user-friendly interface for somebody to use this spreadsheet to look up a value.